The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, good afternoon or good morning if you're on the West Coast. This is Josh LeMaster. I'm one of the co-founders and also the Chief Financial Officer of Perfect Golf Event. Appreciate everybody taking some time to check out a little bit about protecting your events from rain and learning about Vortex weather insurance. Just a little bit of background. We have worked with tens of thousands of events over our 10-year history as a company, and rain was something we always focused on as a risk, and looked for ways that our events, both the ones that we actively are participating in the management of, and the ones that all of our Perfect Golf Event customers use. And we discovered Vortex, and just a really easy way to protect the event. And you'll learn more about that in a minute. But I got to know Eric, who's on the call with us, and we're both have office located up here in Northeast Florida. And I think you'll find it as a great alternative to just running the event with no risk. And we saw it as a great alternative to event cancellation insurance, which it can be tedious if you've ever worked with it. It's good. It's good to have in some cases, but for our events, we found that this was a better option. So we'll learn more about that in a minute. Just a couple of housekeeping things. Everything you see, we're recording, so we'll share this whole recording with you, as well as a PDF of what you see on the screen. And that'll all come out in an email, just with the contact information, everything, just after the webinar today. And appreciate everybody taking some time. I know from those of you that are already work with Perfect Golf Event and use our website platform. If you are on an Eagle and higher upgrade, you automatically get some rain protection that is included with your upgrade package, and you don't have to do anything. It doesn't protect probably everything you'd want to protect, but at least cover some of your costs. And after your event, you will get an automatic rain report, an expiration report that shows the amount of rain, and then if it generated if you had a rain event that meets the coverage, you'll automatically get paid for that. So we'll talk more about that. I know Eric will bring you up to speed, and thanks for everybody for being here. I'll be watching for raised hands and questions, and try and moderate this, and over the next 20-25 minutes or so. So with that, let me introduce Eric with Vortex.
Josh, thank you very much for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. This is Eric Anderson with Vortex Weather Insurance. Look forward to presenting our products today for you, educating, and hopefully getting to meet everyone at the end so I can price up your event and show you how it works and answer your questions. We've been partners with Josh and his fantastic team, Perfect Golf Event, for 4 years now. This is webinar 14 of the year. We're very excited. We've got a large group, so if you could hold off your questions until the end, we'd be more than happy to answer them. So as we get into the presentation, for those of you who are first-time organizers, or you've been doing this 5, 10, 15 years, I want you to think about your event and the effects of rain, whether it's a little bit, a medium amount, or a lot, and what it can do to hurt your overall projection goals of raising money for your charity, your memorial, your outing, whether it's a 1-day, 2-day, a gala, etc. Something to remember is that you don't have to get rained out to collect, and I'll go over that in a second here, but just think about if you have had events with rain, what happened to those numbers, and that's where we come in. So I look forward to having you watch. We'll go through this in about 15 or 20 minutes, answer your questions, and then I'll be following up with everyone here today. So we like to say, don't let bad weather slice into your club's bottom line. You can't predict the weather, but you can help protect your business from it. There's a myth out there that insurance agencies don't know weather, And it turns out that we are weather nerds. We're proud of that. Our team has over 100 years of combined experience in the weather risk management industry. And we've been helping protect events since 2008 using data-driven policies that mitigate risk. A little bit about Vortex. We're a subsidiary of MSI Guaranteed Weather, which has been in the weather risk management industry for more than a quarter century. And since 2008, Vortex Weather Insurance has specialized in insurance products for outdoor events such as fairs, festivals, concerts, lacrosse tournaments, zoos, jumpy castles, racetracks, I mean, you name it. Vortex Weather Insurance started offering protection for golf properties and events in 2019. That's where I came in. And we're asked this all the time: who is our paper? Who's our carrier? And that's our owner. It's Mitsui Sumitomo, and we are rated A+ by AM Best. Picture of me, nice to meet you. I am the National Director of Sales since 2019. Before that, and still, I am a weather derivatives broker. I've been trading weather since the late 90s all around the world. Temperature, a lot of options for businesses and commodities. Before that, I played golf professionally. I worked at Augusta National. So I've been in the golf space. I still play a lot of golf. I've played in a lot of events. I've run events. So I know the pain points, so I can, quote unquote, speak your language. So I can help you and guide you from the weather insurance side. You're in great hands with Josh and his team with your website and how to raise money. You pretty much have everything you need working with them. But when it comes to the weather side, that's where we come in. And I look forward to working with you. So there's a myth out there in the golf business: you can't fight Mother Nature. Not so fast. You can stand up to Mother Nature and help protect your revenue with Vortex. Across the country, savvy golf course operators and event organizers are using rain insurance as a risk management hedge. So as a hedge, you want to think about all the kinds of anticipated heavy play periods. During your event, the night before, hours before. We write for seasonal and monthly hedges, all kinds of Monday golf outings, Thursday. It really doesn't matter what day it falls on. Holiday weekend, sometimes there's galas, 2-day events, July 4th firecracker events, Memorial Day kickoff, St. Patty's Day, holiday events, members, member guests. We do a lot of those as well. And then you want to say, okay, what's at risk for the tournaments and pro-ams and member guest events, corporate outings, and it's all the play-related revenue. And what goes into that formula for each event? And everybody's different. Obviously, there's drone drops, there's on-course raffles, there's 50-50s, closest to the hole, bazooka guns, drone drop, helicopter. I was actually at an event recently, which I thought was really cool. And then obviously the alcohol sales, the on-course merch, the raffles, all the kind of fun things that you're doing when you're out there. You could buy the extra golf balls, those kinds of things. So you want to think about, okay, what goes into it? In order for me to make X on a perfectly sunny day, what's my equation? And then what happens if you have certain amounts of rain that hit throughout your day or prior to the first ball being hit? Okay, this is a very important slide. Rain insurance versus property and casualty insurance. The chance of sustaining an adverse rain occurrence for a golf event is significantly greater compared to traditional P&C events. So here's the chance of a potential insurance claim on a single day over a 20-year period. Pretty low for car insurance and home insurance. Well, if you look at this next slide as it populates, as a comparison, here's the chance of a 1/4 inch of rain falling on any single day between June and August, significantly greater. And that's just between June and August. So there's a myth out there that rain insurance is complex, and the good news is that we make it very simple, okay? And this is ultimately how it works. Rain insurance is parametric. What does that word mean? Rain insurance is triggered simply if the recorded rainfall at your location meets or exceeds the threshold listed in the policy during the coverage period. Proof of loss or event cancellation is not necessary for the policy to trigger and pay a claim. The other thing about parametric insurance is that this is not your typical P&C, traditional insurance where we have a quick and simple claim processing. It's an index-based product. So if it hits the trigger, your payment is typically mailed in less than 2 weeks. And when you receive the money, you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, rain insurance, how does it work? We use Vortex uses WeatherWorks, as our claim determination system. They work with the NFL, Major League Baseball, through several different methodologies. And when I get to price up your event, I'll send you a PDF that explains this, and it offers you to go to their website to learn how, through the different radar technologies, that the methodologies come to fruition. We provide recorded hourly precipitation measurements as little as 0.01, triggering rainfall thresholds as low as 0.01 now with our new product called RainSure. And I'm going to explain that here in a second. So the different kinds of policy options that we offer are a typical shotgun. Most of you here know that. Everybody gets on a hole at a select time. You tee off, and hopefully you finish in 4 hours. Sometimes it's 5 hours. Now, we also offer extended hours coverage. So if there's a double shotgun, or there's some fun event pre-golf or post-golf, where you have celebrities, or you have closest to the pin, or a putting contest before or after for more prizes and fun activities, we can offer additional hours to extend your coverage so you're covered for the whole day. Because sometimes people will come just on the back end when there's a drone drop and closest to the hole or a putting contest, and then into a gala or a dinner. So if we lose those people because it's crummy out and it's raining, we can add those hours into your policy. Ladder coverage, this pays out as it goes through different thresholds. This is used by the PGA Tour and Champions Tour and several thousands of events, depending on the type of event that you have, and I'll explain that here in a second. Then we have our newest product called RainSure. It's an escalator product that pays out every 100th of an inch. So if it does start to, just say you bought a 1/4 of an inch and it only rains 1/10, you would get paid a percentage of that 1/4 up to 1/10 of an inch. Parametric options, hours of coverage that can vary per day for multi-day events, the amount of rain that must fall for the policy to trigger. Again, we go as low as 0.01. We can go through an inch. We can go up to 1.5 inches. The insurance limits can vary per day. Sometimes there's 2 coverages per day, and I'll explain that to you if you're looking for that. If you need overnight protection, and then this is very important, and I just touched on this, but the use of hourly data allows us to concentrate only on the hours when rainfall could negatively impact business operations. So I'll work with you. If you're on a tight budget, and we understand that, we can shave hours on the front end or the back end. So we can help you save money, but ultimately put in the right protection so you're covered. And that's what we're trying to provide here, our optionality, so you can decide. And we'll show you several hours, and then we'll shave hours off so you can pick what's the best for your budget. Okay, so here's a grid. This is back in 2019, but it's just this gives you an idea of historical data back in 2019 here in Ponte Vedra Beach. As you can see, in the middle of summer, it rains more in the afternoon than it does in the morning time. But that was a rainy. It's typical down here. Josh and I, we experience rain here quite frequently in Florida. Even if it's a quick blast, we usually see showers. But I can provide this kind of data and intel for you prior to looking at the types of coverages for your event. So myth, rain insurance is too expensive. In reality, our team works for you to create a policy that fits your needs and budget. So rain insurance is priced using historical probabilities, geographic location, seasonality. Obviously, it's different. It's less expensive in the winter than it is in the summer here. The time of day, as I just showed you, in the afternoon, it rains more than it does in the morning time. And obviously, the duration of the risk period, The more hours, the more expensive it's going to be. And the more the amount that's insured, obviously it's going to be more expensive. But again, I can help you really whittle down to make sure you understand how much you need to protect. Okay, so here's a sample quote down to PGA National. Again, this is in the winter time, just on 5 hours on $10,000. In this example, if you were to buy A and it rained through 0.20 and did not touch 0.33, you would have received a check for $10,000 at a price of $420. And as we get to our ladder coverage here, more of a limit, a higher limit here of $150,000. Again, in the winter, from 10 to 3, if it were to rain through 0.20 and not touch 0.33, you get 10% of 150,000, which is 15,000. If it were to rain through 0.33 and not touch 0.5, you get the 15,000 and the 45,000. So the more that it rains, the more that you receive back in payment. And then here's a multi-day event where this member guest had a 3-day event. The coverage period was different each day. The threshold was the same, but the limit for each day was the same. So we can get very creative and help you understand, okay, the types of days where the weight is higher, where the people are going to be there, more golf is being played. We can get really granular as far as inch thresholds, the amount of limits per day, and ultimately give you the policy that best fits your needs. So as we get to the end here, here's a sample payout. This is a customer in Ocala that we've worked with them for several years. He paid less than $700. His threshold was 0.33. He received the payout really, really quickly, as you can see here. And he did have a rain date. And Josh and I, we always talk to our customers and explain to them that, yes, you can buy policies even though you have rain dates, because typically rain dates aren't as well attended. Here's some of our customers, several PGA sections we've worked with through the years. They're customers of ours, PGA Reach events. I've done a lot of NFL alumni charity events through PGA Magazine. On the PGA Tour, the Travelers in Connecticut is a customer. They had a 6-figure payout last year. The Dicks, we're about to do our 5th year with them. They had a 6-figure payout last year as well. We do multiple Folds of Honor events across the country. Buffalo Group is our marketing, and Perfect Golf and his team. They're fantastic, best in the business, so you're in great hands there. So here's a couple of our testimonials that we've worked with for multiple years. And as we conclude, Josh, I just wanted to double check and see if there's any quick questions I can help you with.
Yeah, Eric, you're getting better and better. So only a couple of questions, one of which I can answer. So one of the questions was about payment, and they were asking if they can use their funds that have accumulated in their Perfect Golf event to pay for this, and the answer is yes. Just reach out to support, and we'll happily make that transfer of funds. Just keep in mind the answer to the next question, which is how far in advance, and do I need to buy the coverage, and does that impact the pricing? So I'll let you answer that, Eric.
Yeah, no, great question, Josh. Thanks. If I were to price something today, as I did for one of Perfect Golf's customers for a September event next year, you have a price lock of 45 days. Now, can that price change? Yes. We always encourage customers to buy sooner than later. Typically, the price goes up, but it won't change too much. But with budgets in mind, we always encourage folks to buy sooner than later. As far as the last day to buy coverage, it must be bound 15 days in advance of your event. So I get asked that question quite frequently as well. And then just to touch on what Josh said in the beginning, whether you do get the upgrade of Eagle, Double Eagle, or Ace with your packages, we always encourage you to call or reach out. So those packages are from 10 to 2 on a 1/2 inch of coverage for $1,500, $2,000, and $2,500. So we encourage you to reach out to me and let me price up your entire day so you can see what those premiums would be. So your whole day is covered on top of your upgrade coverage, and I'd be happy to do that for you.
That's great, Erica. One more question here, and it is basically what do they need to do to inform you of rain after the event?
Yeah, another great question, Josh. So this is an index-based product, and the beauty of it is that you don't have to do anything. We, as the provider, we will send you an hourly report that's automated, that comes from the weather methodologies that are recorded. Our data analysts and scientists check that through the different types of radar and analysis, and you don't have to do anything. If there's a triggering event, which Josh, the upgrade packages and many of your customers have had, it comes really quickly, and the payment comes just a few days after that, typically in less than 2 weeks. So to answer your question, you don't have to do anything. We do it all for you.
Well, that's great, Eric. Well, I don't see any other hands raised. I don't see any open questions or messages to me. So thank you, everybody, for your attention and being here today. Like I said, you'll see an email here shortly with a YouTube recording with video and sound, and then a PDF that you can share with others on your committee. And we really appreciate you taking the time. And Eric, thank you for your great presentation as always. And I'll let you say goodbye.
Yeah, no, thank you, Josh. Great to be on with everyone again. Large group, please reach out to me. I want to be helpful. But once again, thank you again for attending, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Thank you.